Hi, I'm Beth Callahan with Peter Post Publications, and I'm here today at Straight Shot Coffee in Middletown, Ohio. I have with us self-published author Terry Susong. And the reason I emphasize self-published is because that's what we do at Peter Post. We teach writers how to actually self-publish. Not only do you own the copyright, you own your ISBN, and you navigate the direction you want to take your book. Okay, Terry, enough about Peter Post Publications. Let's hear about you and your book. So what made you decide to write the book?
Well, I took this job transporting troops to basic training when I lived in Knoxville, Tennessee. And it was a 450-mile trip one way. Round trip was over 900 miles in one day. So I got to meet the troops, over 1,000 of them, and I got to break bread with them and talk to them, and they learned to trust me. And after about 3 or 4 months, come home telling stories, and people said, "Terry, you got to write a book." I said, "I don't want to. It's a lot of trouble. I don't want to write a book." And they said, "Well, you must." So after about 10 people asked me, I said, "Okay." So I kind of got into it by peer pressure, and decided, okay, that's a good idea.
So what genre would you classify your book?
Well, at first, I would have classified military until things started happening. And I got my act together after 3 or 4 months. And I felt the good Lord talking to me I needed to give more back. They're giving me a lot by allowing me to take them down. And the personal stories that they told me and the ideas that we shared, I decided I needed more. So then it's when I researched and found that Psalms 91 was the prayer for the soldiers, soldier's prayer. And then it turned into giving them a card. Then it turned them into giving them a book, Psalms 91. And then it began with a prayer. Oh gosh, I was so scared, concerned the first time I asked them if I could say a prayer for you. And I had about 10, 15 people with me in the back of the van, and we pulled over, and I said, I kind of stuttered, and I said, "You mind if I say a prayer for you?" "Oh God, please do. Please, we need everything we got." Well, that was the first of 10 or 15 young men and women, and the number went up to over 1,000. By the time that I led that to, I had no one refuse me in those 1,000 young men and women.
And when you first started writing this book, was it going to be a Christian book, or was it?
No, I had no idea. I was having so much fun and so much delivering, and like I said, it's the workings inside that with what happened with the speakings and God called me to do this.
So what are you hoping the reader's going to get from this book?
I hope they get laughter. I hope they get an inside look of what goes on when you take when you turn your young man, young woman over to stranger and the government. So I was anything but government, and because I did not work for the government, I worked for a private organization that did the transporting and got paid, and then they paid me. But it was then I would say you would classify it as Christian genre.
Do you still keep in contact with any of the recruits that you drove down?
When I lived in Knoxville, shortly during and after that, I ran into maybe 2 or 3. I ran into one of them in a restaurant in Knoxville.
Did you hurt him?
It was inside a restaurant like Wendy's or like Burger King or something like that, and he recognized me and we talked. And then I ran into several of them. But since I moved back to Ohio, I have not. And what I'd like to do, and in the future, when we get this going and people start reacting to it, I would like to reach out to those people, those 1,000 people, and tell them I'll send them a free copy signed. If they can get back with me and tell me some identification things that happened, the type of van we drove down, where I rode them down to, and give me a story of my story, and then I'll send them a free book. And that's my main goal with this right now.
Is to kind of find some of those people that you drove down.
Let them find me.
Let them find
you.
Okay. In today's world being so politically correct, do you think you would still be able to share Psalms 91 and talk about God with these recruits?
I was a little bit concerned when I was doing it. I did it for over a year without telling the boss lady, man, what I was doing. So one night, driving home by myself, I left and I called her, as I always do, back to Knoxville. And I told her what I was doing, ready for her saying, shut it down. She said she was totally behind me. Now, I know things have changed since then, and there's been a lot of regulations. I would take the chance of it because of the spirit of what's behind it. So, yeah, I'd still try it.
Okay. So you are available to go out and speak at senior centers and churches and other community events, right?
Yeah.
I'd like to do that. And you're also working on another book.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about your other book.
Oh my gosh, complete flip of the coin, opposite of what this one is about. I spent 22 years on the Middletown Fire Department. And I worked 24 on and 48 off for 22 years. And for the 24 on, we lived together. Sometimes there would be 10, 12 of us living in the same building. Sometimes on an outer station it would be 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. And they got to be like brothers and like family, and squabbled sometimes. And fun turned into anger, and then anger turned into forgiveness, and forgiveness turned into anger, and back and forth and back and forth. The jokes that we played on each other. If you ever watched Chicago Fire or Third Shift or whatever that was before that, and you see the shenanigans going on, that was taken from real life, believe me. Whoever was the writer for that show went to actual firefighters and did that, because there's no way that the outside person could know what goes on. But you will with this book. Firehouse, Funhouse, don't get mad, get even.
Okay. Well, Terry, thank you so much for being here today. I really enjoyed hearing about your book. And if you want to order his book, all you have to do is go to our website, which is right here, or email Terry, or give us a call. Terry, how many last words you'd like to say?
Oh, I am thrilled. I had so much fun with this book. I can imagine what it's going to be like the next book, because this is 2 different lives that I lived. I lived one with the military and young men and everything, and then I lived the one with the firehouse and actually lived it, and the brotherhood. And we didn't get into the brotherhood of the fire department, but anybody that has anything to do with the fire department knows how the brotherhood of the men and women are in the fire department, police department, and all that. So I'm looking forward to it.
And thank you for serving.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you for watching.